An album a day is my exploration into the Korean music scene. This podcast will cover mainstream, indie, and some underground artists within the scene and provide both factual and opinionated commentary. The biggest benefit to sharing my thoughts this way is that it will hopefully expose you to more great music and exploration of your own.
Well, hello there. I'm Confusion. I am Confusion. For today's episode, we actually have a 2-for-1, simply because one of these, I'm not even 100% certain that it's just one song. We've come across this before. This might be similar. Who knows? Let's get into today's episode.
You're tuned into an album a day. Show start.
Yeah, okay. So after yesterday's, light wig toss across, a football field, we come across another album. I'm like, bet, I'm invested. I'm so eager to hear what's going to happen. So we pull up First Kiss. It's the first EP of theirs that we are exploring. And this particular project was in 2008. So I'm like, okay, cool. We're getting closer to years that are a little bit more recent. They're much closer than further. And this was released October 7th, 2008 on The Vibe Entertainment, and it was solely released on a CD. And I'm like, forgive me if I'm wrong, and if I am wrong, then I will go back and definitely listen to the rest, but I only found one thing. This could be one of those instances where an EP is literally a single, and I just want to fight. I just want to fight Korean entertainment for this poppy squatch. I don't understand why you will have me thinking you about to drop a whole album and you don't. You give me a single. Nonetheless, we get the single. We get First Kiss. It's totally a wedding song. It's right up there for the celebration of two lives coming together. And it has every bit of the energy, the implied joy of you're my first, my last, my everything that comes along with quintessential wedding songs. So I wouldn't be shocked if this was really just blowing everybody's aisles up with confetti hearts and everything else in between when it dropped in 2008. But other things dropped in 2008 as well. This marked the group's 10-year anniversary year. It was their 10th year. Anniversary implies year already, so it was some redundancy there. I'm sorry, y'all. So this was their 10th year as a group. And in celebration of it, what they decided to do was leave the group. All of them, all the members withdrew from the group in 2008. And I'm like, huh? Like, what do I do? Like, are they disbanded? Are they? No, you said in the earlier episode that they are still together. Okay, well, they are. The group being for men is still together. But I did say early on that this is a group that experienced some transitions. And this is when a pivotal one occurred. But it wasn't even the entire year where they were gone. They all withdrew, but then later that same year, they all came back together, all of which being 3 new members. And that's how you get over to the next project, which is the Third Generation. It's a special album they did. I don't know why they called it a special album. My guess, based on the cover art of the album, where it's 2 of the members seated on the bottom and then 1 seated at the top with a seat adjacent. I'm thinking it's special because perhaps some of the music that was recorded on it had the original artists on it before it was released. We've experienced this before. We talked about it with 2PM. 2PM had its debut album with an artist on it who was no longer a part of the group, or any group for that matter. So that's where I think it got its special from. First Kiss on its own didn't even peak on the Korean charts. But the Third Generation, the special album, which was released January 18th, 2010, and on a totally different label YWHO in CD and digital download, it peaked at 5. It peaked at number 5 on Korean charts. So you go from a wedding song to a group all splitting up and saying this has been fun, catch y'all on the flip side of the pancake, then coming back together and putting a third generation or third album together, and I there's an abundance of tracks on it. A few of them are instrumental. So technically we're looking at a total of 10, but you also have some instrumentals on there. You've got some interludes, one called Memories, where it's just the piano and the beautiful sound of strings. And then you got Magic Body, which is supposed to be like that, hey, we about to get it on kind of jam. And they got auto-tune in it, and they don't even remotely need auto-tune at all. And the first track, Sarang, 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 Love, 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 beautiful medley, beautiful little D's. Had to let my brain flip those around. I was having verbal dyslexia. But compared to yesterday's album that, like I said, just came at me, bro, there seems to be a missing piece. And they, like I said, this is reflected in the cover art. I am not saying that this album isn't strong in terms of how their vocals perform and how the compositions are and everything, but it doesn't feel as well put together as the other. With all honesty, with all sincerity, it has to have 2 rankings. It has to. I won't be comfortable just giving it 1. I just won't. I will not. For 2 reasons. 1, my personal feelings about ballad music. Now, I do like me some R&B jams. Don't get me wrong. I'm not out here just completely adverse to it. I do enjoy quite a few, but I can't take track after track after track of you just crying into the void about how your boo thing left you. Like, I'd leave too if you're going to be doing all of that. So I can't get past that. I can't. But the other reason that 2 rankings will be necessary is because this is a totally different group this time. It's the same name, but the group is fully different. It's fully different. As I said, they all withdrew, and then 3 new people came back to assume the role of what 4 men is. So I can't base the vibe that they're going to bring to the table on the vibe of the group that was previously there. And even still, there's going to be another transition where the group is going to go from a trio to a duo. But that's still going to have 2 of the core members from this group that we're experiencing now. This is a first. This is something we've not come across in this show at all. And I just don't think it's fair for me to just slap 1 rank on there. So with that being said, let me go ahead and do the formalities. So for First Kiss, which is hilarious to me because, like, the name of the song, not to say that that's not common or things of that sort, but the name of the song is the same name of a song that artist Miss Blink is releasing for streaming very soon. And that's just crazy because I have to talk about myself, Miss Blink, in third person. But yeah, it's peculiar that I listen to this the same day that everything is getting organized to be on Spotify and iTunes and Google Play and all that magic. So for First Kiss, K-pop fans on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being essential listening and 1 not worth mentioning, the A3Day rating on First Kiss is a 5. It gives you all of the feels you need to say, oh, she looks so pretty as she walking down the aisle, or he looks so pretty as he's walking down the aisle, or they look so pretty, whatever pronoun. Pick your pronoun. Be gorgeous. Happily ever after. Fra la la sis boom ba. The Third Generation special album. K-pop fans on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being essential listening and 1 not worth mentioning. The A3Day rating on this is a 5. It's a good, put yourself in a position where all you doing is crying. You getting your Jodeci I Will Cry For You on. However, Magwalas on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being essential listening and 1 the A3Day rating on this is a 4.5. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. It doesn't feel as cohesive. It feels a little disjointed for me, but that's because If I Gather for 1,000 Days blew my mind. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. This is beautiful, but it just doesn't feel the same. It feels like something is missing. I feel like that was manifested in my mind from just looking at the cover. But something doesn't feel right. there's this really uncomfortable sadness to this album. And I don't know. I mean, maybe that was what they were going for. It just makes my skin feel like, eh. And I don't know. It's just something dark side, something mission complete. Okay. I can't put my finger on what is not right, but something is not right for me. And my fan base, those who keep up with me off of the podcast, who are familiar with me outside of the podcast, this haphazard description still kind of fits. It'll make sense to them. I can't speak for the rest of y'all, but I know the Migualas will get it. So that concludes this episode, which we've put 2 for 1 at episode 12 for season 2. And I'm hopeful that the next episode will have the same energy that their 2000 album did. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what your thoughts are. I see a lot of you conversing about this on social media. It's awesome. This is by far the most dialogue we've had concerning any of the album reviews. So I'm very interested. I'm very excited about reading the things that Formenia, their fans, are sharing and things of that sort. It's really exciting. So I'll catch you all in the next episode. Bye, y'all.
Your favorite foreign Korean music historian exploring all the industry from A to Z. There's sponsored ads and social media hashtags, but this show is truly supported by the efforts of my Migualas, the most amazing fan base a little entertainer could ever have. Special shout out to my Patreon patrons, the student body, and the scholars who keep my vision of becoming your favorite Korean music historian exploring all the industry from A to Z a real thing. If you're interested in supporting the growth of this podcast and supporting content, please visit patreon.com/multifacetedacg. And for as little as $1 a month, you can get in on the magic too. Interested in continuing your support at the free $99 price? I love you for it. You can still engage with the show when you retweet, repost, and share the show and use hashtag A3 and the word DAY. You can also tag MULTIFACETEDACG to get my attention. And if you're listening to this podcast on a platform other than Anchor.fm, please leave a few stars or a review to keep things growing in the right direction.